My name is Helen and I have a nut and peanut allergy.
Whether you are dining out or ordering in, the allergen information provided concerns the ingredients. However, you also need to be sure the food business is fully clued in to the dangers of allergen cross-contamination. Don't be shy. Always ask questions. They have no way of knowing if you have a food allergy or intolerance unless you talk to them. If they understand how allergen contamination happens, they will answer the question easily.
When I walk in somewhere, like when I'd sit down, the first thing that I'd obviously look at is the menu. If it's on the menu, the allergens themselves, or some places might have a dedicated allergen-specific menu. If the allergens are listed, that's another sign that I would look for. For me personally, when you're talking to the staff and you mention your allergen, you know straight away whether they're clued in with it or not. I find most places would be very good that way. They'd engage with you as a customer.
When ordering food online or over the phone, you must tell them what your allergen requirements are. This is entirely your responsibility. Otherwise, they have no way of knowing.
Don't be afraid to speak. As a person with an allergy, you do have a responsibility yourself to make sure that you are informing the business of your allergy. Yes, they are on the menu, but it is so important to make sure to say it to them, look, I do have an allergy, just to make sure that they don't cross-contaminate in the kitchen or maybe add something on last minute.
The food business must provide the allergen information at the point of presentation, sale or delivery. In Ireland, this is given in writing, while in Northern Ireland it can be given verbally or in writing. Remember, for distance selling, such as ordering over the phone, the allergen information is provided A, when choosing the food, and B, when it's delivered, and at least one of these has to be in writing.
The chefs will know exactly what products they're using, so they don't need to check every time they use pesto what's in it, but if they are using it and they're serving someone that has an allergy, just to make sure that they don't use it if there's nuts in it and they have a nut allergic customer. I feel like nowadays restaurants have all their allergens, well they should anyway, listed on their menu. For me, I would always make sure to talk to the staff. There is certain places in food that I would just avoid completely, but that's just my personal choice to keep myself more safe. But in general, I find it's very manageable.
Free-from food is optional for caterers. They don't have to offer it if they don't want to. They work in a dynamic and often confined environment, and it can be difficult to guarantee that anything is free from a particular allergen. Many caterers may buy in manufactured, free-from food products so as to be able to offer this choice to their customers, but they have to manage food allergens. You need to ask about their system for managing allergens, including controlling cross-contamination. This will help you make an informed choice.
I tend to eat kind of plain food and I might try avoid certain sauces, especially in like a product that might have like multi-ingredients in it, that it's really important that like the chef reads the back of pack to make sure they're not adding an allergen into the dish that isn't declared on their menu. Certain pestos may contain certain nuts like cashew nuts or almonds, so I suppose if I am ordering a food, I would just say to them, like, I'm allergic to nuts, so just be careful with the pesto. If there is nuts in your pesto, that don't add that into my food.
A may contain label indicates the possibility of an allergen ending up where it shouldn't be. It is not an ingredient, but the possibility of contamination exists. As a customer, you have no way of knowing how accurate this is, so best to avoid these foods. Don't forget to ask the caterer about this.
Most items on the menu I could eat. There was an avocado and eggs on the menu, but they had almonds listed, and I was just going, I wonder what the almonds are in. But then there's a basil pesto, and the basil pesto contains almonds, so therefore I couldn't eat that product. But again, the menu was very good and it listed it on it, so I had no concerns as such.
You know your own allergy or intolerance best. If you need to avoid any of the 14 legislated food allergens, you should easily be able to get the information. Don't be afraid to ask. If you are allergic or intolerant to any foods other than these 14, just be clear with the business what that means to you and where cross-contamination could happen. You need to help them understand what your needs are.
I love eating out. But I suppose you just have to be careful. But nowadays, because allergens are on the menu, it's made my life so much easier. And again, I'd always speak to staff and not be afraid to ask questions and to inform the staff, because the more aware they are, they can go back to the chef and they can communicate it, and then the safer I ultimately am.
For more information on allergies, go to safefood.net/allergies.